The following story has been brought to you by StoriesToInspire.org.
A young Yerushalmi guy, young, 17, 18 years old, who's learning in a yeshiva in Israel, in Yerushalayim HaKodesh, and he's a great matmid. He's someone who's learning day and night. This young Yerushalmi bachur, one day, he starts to feel terrible cramping. He starts feeling that something's wrong. So he comes home early. His parents, they see that he's coming home early. That's not typical. This boy learns day and night. So they said, "What's the matter?" He says, "I'm not feeling well." So they brought him to the doctor to get him checked out. After extensive check, the doctor realizes that this boy is having kidney failure. At such a young age, it's totally what you wouldn't call or expect from a typical 18-year-old boy. But nonetheless, the doctor sends him to the hospital. The hospital does even more extensive checking, and they confirm that the doctor was right. This young 18-year-old Yerushalmi bachur has kidney failure, and he desperately needs a kidney transplant. Well, Israel, although Israel is unbelievably advanced in so many areas, especially in medicine, technology, they're a world leader. But in the area of kidney transplant, they suggested to the boy there would be a better place to go to get that kidney transplant, especially him being a young boy, a young guy. He needs a specialty type of kidney transplant. They told him that the kidney transplant headquarters of Europe happens to be Belgium. And they were pushing him. It's worth it. Go to Belgium, and there you'll get the kidney transplant. There they have a variety of kidneys, and one that would work even from a young boy like you. He was very nervous. What does a young Yerushalmi boy know about Europe? What does he know about Belgium? Well, it got even worse, because it was there that the doctor did tell this young Yerushalmi guy, he said, "Listen, I have to give you a fair warning. Belgium, they have the largest bank of kidneys. They're the best bet for you, 18 years old, to get one that will match. There's one problem. Belgium has a rule. It's actually a law that first they give the available kidneys to all European Union citizens. Only those people who are citizens of Europe. And then if there's anything else left, then they'll give it to what they call outsiders." Being an Israeli citizen, you're not recognized as a citizen of the EU. And because of that, you might have to really wait a long time until they finally give you a kidney that may match. Well, what's he supposed to do? He leaves the hospital. He comes back to his Rosh HaYeshiva in the yeshiva, and he says, "Rabbi, I just found out that I need a kidney transplant. I just found out that the kidney that I need is a specialty kidney, one for a younger body. And I also found out that the only place that can help me is Belgium, and Belgium has this law that they give kidneys only to European Union citizens first. And I'm an Israeli citizen. Rabbi, what should I do? I can go to Belgium, I could sit there, I can wait forever. And who knows if I'll even live through the process of waiting." The Rosh HaYeshiva looked at the Talmid and he told him, he says, "I want to tell you, you, my friend, you're a Ben Torah. You, my friend, you don't just learn, you live your learning. You're the real Ben Torah. I want to explain to you that the world evolves around you. You don't evolve around the world. You go. And Be'ezat Hashem, you'll see that Hashem is going to show you that He evolves His focus of the entire world, even around one guy learning Torah." And with those words and that blessing, this boy picked himself up from Jerusalem, bought a ticket, and went out to Belgium. He comes to Belgium with his father. They rented an apartment not too far away from the hospital. And there, the next day, he comes into the hospital. They checked him out and they said, "Yes, there's no question. You seriously need a kidney transplant. There's only one problem, my friend," as they told him. And that is that there's a law that we have to give the available kidneys to European citizens first. And you have to understand something in the medical world. Kidney only has 24-hour shelf life. After 24 hours, when the kidney is already outside of the body, after 24 hours, it cannot be used for a transplant anymore. So they turned to this Yerushalmi boy and they said to him, "Listen, we'll take your phone number. stay right next to the hospital and we'll find a match. And if nobody else in Europe takes it, we'll call you right away. And like this, you'll be able to get over here within the 24 hours and we'll be able to do the transplant. But your chances are very nil. They had to tell it to him the way it is. And sure enough, he went back to his apartment. He checked into a kollel in Belgium and he continued learning there in Belgium. And he was waiting for the call. A few days pass. And prepare yourselves for what Hashem did to the world. Literally over one night. Do you all remember not too long ago, we were listening on the news about this volcanic ash that came out of Iceland and began to float over the airspace of Europe. And because of this volcanic ash, which was very dangerous when it's floating in the air for those jet Boeing 747s, to get any of that volcanic ash on the inside of their engines, it could throw off the engine and it could have a terrible result. Because of that, I'm sure you guys remember, all the airplanes, literally in all the airports in Europe, all flights were grounded. You couldn't get a flight nowhere. At that time, all the planes were grounded and no one can get, not even from one city or one country in Europe to the next. That very next day, the hospital had on hand some 25 fresh kidneys for transplant. Quickly, they looked at their list. They had a list of hundreds of names of people all over Europe waiting for the phone call as European citizens to come and get that transplant. There was only one problem. All these people all over Europe, now that the planes were grounded, there was no way for them to come to Belgium. There was no way for them to make it. There was no flights. The whole world shut down. Quickly, they zipped right down the list. And the only guy left was this Yerushalmi boy who was there locally in Belgium, waiting for a miracle. Little did he know that Hashem shut down the entire world for him. The hospital called this Yerushalmi boy and told him, we don't know how to tell you this, but we got 25 kidneys for you to choose from. And we have no one else we can give it to. Because all the other people, they're stuck in airports all over Europe. And no one can get a flight because of the volcanic ash that's in the air. And we must give it to you. Because after 24 hours, the kidney no longer can be used for a transplant. It only has a 24-hour shelf life. Come right away. We have 24, 25 different kidneys to give you. This boy came into the hospital. And literally, over a few days, they gave him a perfect kidney. The kidney took, and it took well. And after those few days, the volcanic ash disappeared from the air. The airports of Europe were reopened, and everybody else were able to come in once this Ben Torah got his kidney.
Enjoyed this story? Come again. Bring a friend. StoriesToInspire.org